Alright guys, for today's video, I want to try something to be able to introduce my love of movies and film and everything like that into The Sims and do a build-esque style challenge as to where I build a house, I have a shell, and I base it around a movie and pick each room, be each character or a certain style, whatever it may be for that house. See what happens. And so for today's film, I had chosen Coraline, and also whilst I am building, while I have each character, I'm going to give you guys certain facts about the movie, about the character, about how certain things are made, how certain things were done, different facts that I find interesting because I really like finding out how things are made. It's really interesting, really fun for me, and I hope it is for you too, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And we will see what comes out of this build and see how it works with all of the different characters. I have Coraline, YB, the cat, Miss Spink / Miss Forcible. I have them in the same category since they're always together, and they kind of come as a package deal. Mr. Bobinski, the Beldam, other mother, other father, regular parents, and the Scottish Terriers. Now for the other mother and the Beldam, I'm going to be using the images of when Coraline first sees her, so when she looks like her mother just with button eyes, also when she's longer but not yet like spider-esque. So then the Beldam, I'm going to take her final form of the spider, and then also when she comes in the final time when she's sitting in the chair. Those two I'm kind of gonna make separate, even though they're not separate characters. And then the parents I put together, but they're also going to represent the world and just how bleak and everything looks. I believe I'm going to start on the outside. I'm going to make the outside and the yard two different characters. Pick a number 1 through 10. Okay. It picked 1. For the outside of the house, specifically, it is going to be Coraline. I'm going to be using probably her most known image, which is the raincoat with her galoshes and her hair. Should I make the outside yellow or blue? I think I'm going to make the outside yellow for her classic raincoat look. And then maybe a blue roof for her hair. I think most of them are going to be like gray-ish. That one's got a blue tint to it. There's not really much that's like super blue. Oh, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. Her name was actually originally a typo. Her name wasn't supposed to be Coraline. It was supposed to be just the traditional Caroline. However, Neil Gaiman, who wrote the novella that Coraline is based off of, saw the typo and said, I want to know the story of that character. And so he kept with Coraline instead. And that's how she got her name. It wasn't originally depicted as this uncommon name. So that is how Coraline got her name. I know I'm gonna put stuff out there, but it's not very blue forward. But I guess she's not. It's just the color of her hair. And she did have brown hair originally before she had dyed it blue, because there's a picture where it was taken previously where Coraline was visibly younger and she had brown hair, possibly before they moved to the Pink Palace. She wanted to dye her hair and they were just like, we're moving, we don't care, you know, go ahead. And that since Coraline was a stop motion, they of course had different figures and different little puppets. That Coraline had 42 different wigs and 28 identical puppets of herself that they can use on set. And that there were a total of 15,000 replacement faces for the entire movie, and Coraline herself had over 6,300 of those faces. That's a lot of different faces. I know it's small, but it's her little dowsing rod.
Magic dowser, show me the well!
I'm going to move on to the inside. I'm going to do the living room first. Pick a number 1 through 9. 2. So that is cat. First we picked 1, now we picked 2. Next we're gonna pick 3. It's not in order of how I have them written. If it picks 3 next time, that's weird. Okay, so cat for the living room. Now, he's a basic like scraggly kind of cat with blue eyes and a big long tail. I'm gonna pick a wallpaper for all of it, and then if it's like someone who's drastically different from say like a darker wallpaper, then I'll change it over there. I think this one is gonna work the best. I'm just gonna pick a flooring that is like cat, so it's just gonna be black, going really heavily on his color, and then again have blue accents to it. I like this one because it's got kind of like that squiggle to it. It's got that unevenness to it. No, I keep referring to him as Cat because he doesn't have a name. Nobody's ever named him. YB just refers to him as a feral
He's kind of
cat.
feral. I do feed him every night and
he
bring
brings
me
him
little
dead things
things.
occasionally. Cat does for YB. The reason that he doesn't have a name isn't told in the movie, but it is in the novella that it is based off of. Cat says that cats don't have names because they know themselves. They're secure in themselves. And he states basically that humans have names because they don't know their sense of self. And so they need to have names in order to know who they are in a way, and cats don't. So they don't have names, nor do they need names.
I'm not the other anything. I'm me.
What kind of couch would Cat want to sit on? Maybe this one. Oh, the gray is kind of nice. Yes, that's what I want, because there is one. I am going slightly off of what the movie looks like too. For at least from what I can picture in my head. I think I like that better with the fireplace. Ooh, do they have a painting of an almost blue boy? Ooh, there is a jazz cat, and it's blue, and there's a cat. Perfect. Put the snow globe collection up there. Needs a comfy rug for a cat to curl up on, even though he is quote-unquote an outdoor cat. I think he would like a nice fluffy rug to lay on in front of a fireplace, you know, typical cat things to do. It is said that in the novella that he is an otherworldly entity, meaning that he's a cat, but he has like other abilities. He could be from the same world that the other mother is, and that's how he knows all of the entrances and how he knows his in and outs and everything that she's doing. Now, it's seen in the beginning that the cat seems very attached to YB, very by his side and sort of sticking to his side. Now, that could be because Cat knows about the Beldam and what she does and hunts for children, so he could have been sticking by YB's side, trying to protect him and keep him away from the Beldam. And so that's why when he sees the doll, sees Coraline falling for it in a way, he quickly goes to her side and tries to protect her and warn her as much as he can from the other mother. Because we don't know how old that cat actually is. He could have been there for as early as the Beldam is, for all we know. It's never, at least to my knowledge, as to how old he is. I think that's all I can do for Cat in the living room. Now, next I'm going to do the kitchen. Pick a number 1 through 8. 4. Beldam. Have like a webby cove over here. Yes. Now, I keep saying that she's spider-like because of the obvious reason of her transforming basically into a spider-esque creature at the end of the movie. Her true form is a spider, and that bugs are a very prevalent thing throughout the whole movie. All of the furniture, when she is fully transformed, are bugs. Even the portrait above the fireplace of the blue boy turns into a spider. All the bugs in the beginning of the movie, when Coraline goes into the bathroom to investigate, there's a bunch of those little silverfish. Her parents drive a Volkswagen Beetle, and the dragonfly in her hair could have been used to represent her seen as bait or food for the other mother, because there's a bug in her hair, so she could have been seen as food. And it's kind of funny that the Beldam and Cat are kind of coexisting within the same area because of her massive distaste for Cat. You know, it's said that she doesn't like him, that she calls him vermin.
You're back, and you brought vermin with you?
And now that could be because he was also created around the same time that the Beldam was, that they were created to sort of be equals to each other, like good and evil in a way, that he was created to sort of be her match. But it could also just be for the fact that she's a spider and he's a cat, and cats kill spiders as well. Going to go off of the way that the room looks. All of the furniture is very glowy, it's very bright, it's like it's neon. This is coming out really cool. I really like this. And Beldam in French refers to like old woman / witch. Could be where they had gotten the name from, since the Beldam could be a form of a witch. And the fact that like her powers or her abilities could be to make worlds, being able to control all of the creatures around her, like the other father and all of the bugs and the creatures in the garden, everything like that. She basically controls the whole world, and she is the only actual living creature in it. All right, next I'm going to just do the bathroom. Pick a number 1 through 7. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other mother. Oh my god. I kind of took the spider effect with the bathroom, and I can kind of take what she looks like. She has that blue and white polka dot dress. Perfect. And as the movie progresses, the other mother goes from looking almost identical to Coraline's actual mother, aside from the button eyes, just she's more sleek, more put together. But as the movie goes on, she quickly turns into the Beldam. That could be because of intimidation, and when she grows all tall and long, taking off her neck brace in the scene where she transforms and starts turning into this creature. She wants to intimidate her, she wants to scare her and make her feel scared of her. That could also be because the other mother is quickly losing power. Without Coraline, and the more and more she becomes defiant to her, she's losing power and she's getting desperate for Coraline. That could also be why she keeps transforming into her natural form. Not because that she wants to for intimidation only, but because she is not being able to hold on to the act of being Coraline's mother, becoming a weaker version of herself. As Coraline takes the eyeballs from each creation that the other mother made for her, it goes all gray, it goes away, it crumbles, because the energy source from that land that was used to create it is being taken away. The other mother's energy, the other mother's source, so she can't support that form of the world anymore. It is, of course, unknown whether or not the Beldam actually lived after Coraline took her eyes and she left with her parents and everything. As Coraline's leaving through the final thing, she's screaming, "I'll die without you." So that could mean that the Beldam is no longer, because she doesn't have the energy to create a whole new world for another child. I mean, it's a bathroom. That's really all I can do. Dining room. It's 6. So that means we have the Scottish Terriers. Scottish Terriers are black with a red collar, and when they die and get stuffed, they have angel wings. I'm going to go with the bats. Because in the other world, when Coraline enters the theater, they're all little dog bats up on the ceiling. When Coraline is about to see the show Miss Pink and Miss Forcible in the other world, for that scene alone, they had to create over 500 Scottish Terriers. Now on this wall, I know exactly what painting I want to put. It is very similar to the movie. There are 3 pictures, almost like that have silhouettes on them of the 3 ghost children that Coraline finds that were the Beldam's previous victims. Also in the scene, when the other mother brings out the cake that says "Welcome Home," the O on the home has a double loop in it. And according to graphology, a double loop in a letter like that means that somebody is lying, that the person who wrote it is not telling the truth, that they don't believe that is accurate. What the cake is actually saying, according to that, is that Coraline is welcome. The other mother very much wants her there, but she is in no way home. I want something for the center of the table. Oh, maybe the tulips. And the Angus is carting around the lemonades in the little tulip truck. Okay, moving on. I'm going to do this little hallway. Pick a number 1 through 5. Okay, 1. So that is YB. He has a black raincoat, brown hair, blue jeans, and some shoes, some black shoes. It's actually kind of funny that YB has a nothing of a room, because originally YB wasn't a character. In the novella, YB wasn't a character. He wasn't there at all. They created him specifically for the movie so Coraline wouldn't be talking to herself the whole time. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a shelf over here.
Check out Slugzilla.
It is a slug, since that's what he did when it was foggy, is he was hunting for banana slugs. The office space now. Number 2, which is Mr. Bobinski. He is blue with a very dirty white tank top, shorts, and some black boots. During the scene of the jumping mouse circus that happens in the other world, there are 51 mice on screen, and each mouse needs to be replaced with a slightly different version of the mouse every 12 seconds. So that means there's an overall of over 650 mice, or 6,000 separate parts that were created in order to form all of these different mice and all of the different movements that they had to get in order for them to be jumping around and playing their little instruments. And Mr. Bobinski, that he's wearing a real life medal that is the Liquidator medal. It is rewarded to participants that they are involved in nuclear cleanup. So this could mean Mr. Bobinski helped clean up Chernobyl, and that some people think that that's how he could have gotten gotten his blue skin and why he has his eccentric over-the-top personality. But that could also be him. And another idea of why he has blue skin is because he's outside all the time in the cold and just a tank top and shorts, and that's just their version of showing that he's just very cold, doesn't really feel it. Put like stacks of packages in the corner from his cheese samples. Definitely closed curtains to keep the Jumping Mouse Circus a secret. Now on to the bathroom. Number 1. So Miss Spink and Miss Forcible. So a lot of greens and pinks and blue. Although, like I said, I am doing it based off of the original characters, so not the other characters. I am still incorporating, you know, things from the other world in that whole underwater scene. It definitely fits in. The stone that Miss Spink and Miss Forcible give Coraline, it's called an Agler stone, other known as like a hag stone or a witch's stone. It is used as a protection against evil, and that's why they gave it to Coraline, a way to help against the witch that is the Beldam. Ooh, star mirror, since they go to the theater and they were burlesque dancers. Now those are obviously for the 3 candy dishes that are shown on the shelf in Mrs. Spink and Miss Forcible's apartment. And it is said that the 3 candy dishes in a way stand for the 3 children who were taken from the Beldam. Possibly once they caught on to what was happening, they started keeping candy dishes in a way to know when it happened and try to figure it out. The years on the candy dishes sort of tie in to what the children look like, the ghost form. So there's a date in 1921, which could reference the pioneer girl. She was from like Prairie Days. 1936, which refers to the Huck Finn Jr. ghost, which is the little boy. And then the 1960s would be the sweet ghost girl that Coraline refers to as being Mrs. Lovat's sister. This final row is not only going to determine what this final bedroom is, but also what the outside and the backyard looks like. Okay, 1. So the bedroom goes towards the other father, and the outside backyard area goes to Coraline's parents. Other father has a red robe and orange monkey slippers, but he's also based out of a pumpkin. I wanted to give him like a grand piano, but the only thing that's going to fit is this type of piano, which I mean, it still gets the point across that he's playing the piano. Apart from what a lot of people think, that Tim Burton actually had no hand in Coraline whatsoever. But because the cover says directed by the maker of Nightmare Before Christmas, people tie that in with Tim Burton, when Tim Burton actually didn't direct Nightmare Before Christmas either. It was Henry Selick who directed both of them and had a big part. And because he directed both Nightmare Before Christmas and Coraline, there is actually a small little Jack Skellington cameo within Coraline. Whilst the other mother is preparing breakfast for dinner, it shows the other mother cracking an egg into a bowl, and within that yolk is Jack Skellington's face. Everything that the other mother creates, the more power it has in the real world, such as people versus animals, the less control she does have of them, because all of like the little frogs and the dragonflies, they all do her bidding, and so does YB Babinski as well, but they do have some defiance to them, like how YB always tries to help Coraline. And then the other father helps her a few times as well. When he's singing the song to Coraline in the beginning, he warns her because he says that there will always be eyes on Coraline, and so that is sort of like a warning line in itself. So at the end, when the little bug machine is going after Coraline, he's apologizing the whole time. He says, sorry, mother's making me. And the fact that he actually gave her the eyeball opposed to it being drowned shows that he's actually trying to help. So he does have some features of the father. And now we're just going to do this backyard based off of Coraline's real regular parents. Some very basic like landscaping, put some more dirt, like yeah, you can plant here, maybe sprinkle some seeds around, since they did have the seeds. That just about does it for the Coraline build. Alright, so here is the front of the house. The outside of the house is Coraline, and then the yard area is her parents. seating areas are all blue, yellow for her raincoat, and then just like a basic family yard for her parents. And then we go into this kitchen area, which is the Beldam, the final two forms. Spider webs, the spider web background, all the very vibrant colors. And then over here for the living room, we have cats. Also taking inspiration from the movie, the way the living room looked there, as I did throughout all the rooms. So very much black as the color the cat is, with some accents of blue for his eye color. The same painting that's over the fireplace, that's kind of like in the movie as the boring blue boy, except it's a jazz cat. And all the snow globes. And then in the bathroom, we have the other mother, very sleek with her black and white polka dot dress with all of her red accents. For the dining room, we got the Scottish Terriers, which are represented by the colors, the black for their fur, the white like ethereal kind of curtains for when they have their little angel wings. Tulips is the centerpiece for the end when everyone is planting little tulips. And then of course the 3 picture frames. We go upstairs and into this hallway is Wybie. This is a blue slug, kind of to represent the banana slugs that he hunts in the movies. In the office space, we have Mr. Bobinski. It's kind of messy in here. It's got cheese everywhere. He's got his mail and all of his packages in the corner. And then we got this weird potato thing to kind of represent a beet. Moving on to the bathroom is Miss Spink and Miss Forcible. All of the different colors they're wearing, the pink, the green, the blues, the yellows, and also the seashell theme, kind of to show the underwater aspect. The final room is the bedroom, is for the other father. So it's a lot of red and then a bunch of pumpkins, since that what it is basically what he's made from. And then a piano. That is our Coraline build. Thank you all for watching. I really hope you liked it. I had a lot of fun doing this, giving you guys like information that I think is interesting throughout the movie. I really like finding out interesting things about movies, how they're made, how things happened. I really enjoy it. I hope you do too, incorporating a love of movies for me, and then being able to play it on The Sims is something that I find really interesting and really fun to be able to do. If you guys have any ideas on any movie, TV show, anime, game, any sort of thing that I can do this with that you want to see be made, let me know. Don't forget to like it. Let me know if you like this concept, what you think of it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!